Ladies and gentlemen, good morning! I mean, literally, good morning. It is Monday. And if you're watching this video on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday, good morning! And if it's an afternoon or an evening or a mid-afternoon or a midnight or a mid-morning, good morning! How you guys doing? I am so glad to be able to do this video. I really am. Look, we started a couple of organizations, and it saddens me that most people didn't know what they were getting into. They liked what they heard, they just didn't understand. So we told people, hey, we're going to give you our credits that we have accumulated, that we have documented. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, number one rule, Maxine Waters, you remember her? Maxine, California Congresswoman? Maxine Waters? Yes, a person I knew. I don't know her anymore. I haven't seen Maxine since the 90s. Person I knew personally, was a family friend. Used to come over to the house all the time before I became a congresswoman. When she started her program, Maxine told me something as a 15-year-old child. Documentation is everything. Yeah, I know you've heard that from everywhere, but she was the first person who told me that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a staff at SACOM that has documented everything. That's why you guys are receiving so many documents. We are a document company. We produce documents. We create documents. Do you not understand that we live in a documented society? Pay attention. It's been documented. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. All you receive is mail. Those are documents. Everything you receive in the mail is a document. It's evidence. Well, the IRS is a documenter. They want documents. They want evidence. They want to see your proof. So, what are you doing? Well, the first thing you must do, we created an accounting ledger. Go look at the videos. Okay? Go look at the videos. Pay attention to it. Do your documentation. Yay! There you go. I mean, really, it's that simple. Because there is no money, but you have to understand, pay attention, there is no money. Everything is paper. We went to a fiat based system. Everything is paper. Bonds and stocks, those are just pieces of paper, people. You just have to know how to create your own paper. So we have a GPT called the Money Creator. You thought that that was just some gimmick, didn't you? And again, it was my hope that everybody would already understand this stuff because this is what those people understand. When they talk about they lost $3 trillion, they didn't lose $3 trillion. When Trump announced those tariffs, they lost value. They have a value system. It is an accounting system. It's double entry bookkeeping accounting. And because not all of those people who were invested know how to do that type of accounting, they lost. But the people who know what they're doing, they ain't lost nothing. Whew. The system is designed for every one of you to be tax exempt if you knew how to do things. So we've been telling you, I've been telling you, I've been shouting and screaming and screaming and shouting. Nobody's been paying attention to me. I've been paying attention. Shut up. Ain't nobody talking to you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got a question I'm going to ask the GPT. They're on a different subject, on a different subject, but it's on every subject that you all should know. Let's get to it. Now, this is the regular GPT, okay? The regular GPT. Well, when I say the regular GPT, let me let y'all know. When I say the regular GPT, we're going to click on 4.5. I should have clicked on 4.0. I should have clicked on 4.0, but I'm going to click on 4.5, okay? Because this is the one y'all got access to. Now, watch this. Wake up. If I ask a public official, comma, open quote, are you trying to interfere with my right to self-autonomy? Close quote, comma, what am I actually saying and what is the reality of such statement? Question mark. What is expected to happen at this point? Comma, even if it's a police officer, comma, a judge, comma, a politician, comma, anyone operating in public service. Question mark. Stop listening. I say TikTok because hickory dickory dock mock block clock. You know what I'm saying? TikTok. To clarify, to provide a complete answer, oh, this is that one. I watch this. Wake up. No, I don't need to clarify. Just answer the question. Because it doesn't matter what situation it's in, what type of setting, comma, I'm just asking, is the individual interfering with the right to self-autonomy? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Stop listening. Now, this one we're doing deep research on. This one we're not. Now, I want y'all to pay attention, okay? Want y'all to pay attention because it's very important. We're going to have y'all hold for a second. I got something for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask 4.0. I went back into the system on a different end. And I said, if I ask, are you affecting or attempting to affect or interfere with my right to self-autonomy to a judge, police officer, or public official, or other public servant, what am I actually saying? And what is the effect that this will have? And what is expected to happen? Come on, ChatGPT. When you state to a judge, a police officer, a political official, other public servant, are you attempting to interfere with my right? Oh, it didn't do self-autonomy. Give me 1 second. We got to get autonomy. I hope the other one did autonomy correct. Oh, Lord, it just going to mess me up. I didn't even pay attention to what it did. Wake up. Autonomy. Stop listening. Some of you don't know what autonomy means. Y'all go look it up. You ain't going to do that to yourself, and you ain't going to do that to me. So let me make sure that this one said autonomy. Where are you at? See, it said self-autonomy. Whew. Now let me watch this. Understood. I'll analyze the legal blah, 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 blah. I'll be back with that. It's still doing it. So we doing it and doing it and doing it well. I was raised out of Brooklyn. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, when you state to a judge, political official, police officer, public servant, are you attempting to interfere with my right to self-autonomy? You are formally asserting, just by asking the question, ladies and gentlemen, what you have done is challenge jurisdiction and establish jurisdiction at the exact same time. It's a simple statement, and yet it's a profound statement. Hold on now, let's get to it. You are the ultimate authority over your person. You are challenging whether their actions are unlawfully infringing on your natural, inherent, and unalienable right to govern your own body, choices, conduct, free of coercion, compulsion, or arbitrary control. See, in the United States, no human has the right to control another human at any time. Again, you all do not understand. This is the ultimate secret in the United States. This is the thing they don't want people knowing. Why do you think you're so distracted by media and all that other stupid stuff? Yeah. You can't interfere with somebody else's autonomy. You don't have the right. No one does in the United States. But pay attention. You are implying that you are not under guardianship, that you are not and have not granted them the consent or delegated authority over your person or estate. You are not the property of the state, nor are you the subject of involuntary servitude under any patent pretext, including policy enforcement or presumptions of incompetency. Look, this is the regular GPT, people. The regular GPT. I ain't asking that of anything else. Wait, what is the effects of the statement? The statement places them on notice that any further action taken without due process of law and without lawful jurisdiction may now be raised torturous interference, abuse of power, deprivation of rights while acting under color and authority of law, and even malicious prosecution. They must justify their authority in law, challenge the jurisdiction, not policy, statutes, or procedure alone. You are reserving all rights, especially under the Constitution, maxims of law, and common law. The statement can also potentially trigger hesitation and caution, particularly if on the record, expose unlawful behavior if they proceed without cause or warrant, form the basis for a civil rights action if they proceed improperly. You are to ask this. Go back, watch the video. The question is, are you attempting to interfere with my right to self-autonomy? After you ask that question, no matter what their answer is, so the answer is yes, you are attempting to interfere with my right to self-autonomy. Let them say whatever they want to say. Then you're going to ask the question after that. Now remember, you haven't argued with them. You just ask questions. You asked the question, then you made the statement, and now here's the final one. Aren't you a public servant? So you've asked two questions and a statement in between. Excuse me. It doesn't matter what they say. Doesn't matter how they respond to your first question. The first question, the only answer they can respond to the first question is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry it appeared that way. I apologize. That's the only response they can give you. Any other response is unlawful. You see, the moment you raise the question means that you have called into question whatever act or action they are doing. Okay, sorry, I must tell you the truth. This question works with everyone. There's other, when you say everyone, now you need to know what the other response is. The other response is no. That's the other response they can give you is no. Then once they say no, then you say, well, then why are you doing it? That's the answer to their no, is why are you doing it? If they say, oh, I'm not doing it, oh, so you are saying that you are interfering with my right to self-autonomy. Do you see what I'm saying? They cannot squiggle worm their way out of that. Now, pay attention. What is expected to happen next? Upon making this statement, the official is now bound to clarify under what authority they are acting, whether they are asserting the power superior to your autonomy. There is no power in the United States superior to your autonomy. That's what you must understand. That's why I said any answer they give you is, oh, so you are attempting to interfere with my right to self-autonomy. See, that's what most of you don't understand. You don't understand what self-autonomy is, so go look it up. You don't understand it in the United States. That's the Constitution. The Constitution secures, that's what the word unalienable mean. That's your unalienable right, people. Go look it up. Stop letting them use words. See, that's the right that can't be leaned on. They can't take that right away. See, that's the abridgment of that right that Congress is prohibited from abridging. The Constitution protects your inalienable or right to self-autonomy. Don't believe me? Go look it up. Now look, you're asking whether they are asserting power superior to your autonomy, whether they are acting in a private or public capacity. If they cannot provide lawful jurisdiction, their authority is now in question. If they continue to act against you, you have grounds for immediate evidentiary hearing on the record. issue interrogatories, writs of prohibition, or file claims for damages. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all within their system, but the system is designed to protect those rights. Oh, look at that. Civil Rights Act under 1866. Statute at large. See, it knows who I am. See, that's why it's only giving me these facts. Prohibits any state action that deprives a person of liberty without due process of law. These are statutes at large. Secures freedom from interference with personal security, liberty, or property. All persons shall have the same rights to personal liberty and property as white citizens. Don't focus on the white citizens, focus on the all persons. That's how we know it applies to everyone in the United States. See, there's no such thing as a white citizen. Go ahead. Go look at the Constitution and see what defined as white. There's no such thing as a white person. What, you guys didn't know? Aw. Hold on. Let's do this one. We're going to do this one. Ladies and gentlemen, that's white. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all don't understand me. Y'all don't understand me. Okay, we going to make this larger so y'all can understand me. We're going to bold it. We're going to put it in Arial bold. There you go. And guess what we're going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, that's black. These two colors don't exist in nature. There is no creature that is black. There is no creature that is white. I know. You don't get it. There is no creature that is black. There is no creature that is white. And the reason why there is no creature that is black, because if you understood anything about black, if you understood anything about white, everything is a shade of, but nothing is in nature. No creature, no living creature is actually black, and no living creature is actually white. There's no such thing as a white human. That's only a term that some idiot created. The same thing as a black human. That's a term some idiot created. Go back and look at the phrase copper colored. They gave descriptive terms, but they did not say black because they knew they weren't black. They said copper colored. Lord have mercy. Where do you think the name colored comes from? Remember, before they used black, they used colored because they were referred to as copper color. Okay, apologize for that. Let's continue. Supreme Court quotations. Where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation that would abrogate them. That is your Miranda. No state legislature or executive or judicial official can war against the Constitution without violating his undertaking to support it. The claim of exercise of constitutional rights cannot be converted into a crime. Do you follow me? Thus, your statement is a formal challenge to jurisdiction. It's a simple statement, a reservation of your inherent rights, and a notice that any violation of your liberty may give rise to lawful remedy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just asked one question. Are you attempting to interfere with my right to self-autonomy? Traffic court, pay attention. Unlawful detainer, pay attention. Being brought in because someone said that you attempted to commit fraud. Pay attention. Now, look, if you committed assault on another person, then they're required to give you due process, so you can still ask the question. But that's where due process comes into play. You don't have the right to interfere with another person's rights. You cannot cause harm to another person. That's what this statement is saying. If you've caused harm to another person, then yes, they can interfere with your right to self-autonomy. You must understand, you've agreed to that. That's the Constitution. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure you all understand. Go. YouTube has over 1 billion videos. You guys didn't know that, huh? Yeah, YouTube has 1 billion videos. Go ahead and check the 1 billion videos and see if you've had anybody do this. I won't be doing this for much longer because I'm not running out of energy for telling this to you guys. My time is just about up for this. There's going to be a respite, and it's going to be everything else has happened so far that's supposed to have happened, that I was allowed to see in advance. I've seen what's coming. I cannot avoid it. I've tried, and it's right there staring me in the mirror and looking me in the face and saying, we're going out tonight, mother. And so I can't do nothing about it. It's on its way, and it's increasing. So be prepared. But then, after that respite is over, I'll be back full steam ahead. But until then, everybody, I will keep doing what I can to provide information like this to you. No one else. No one else. But what you can do is you can understand that this will start to put some checks and balances in the mix. Start to correct some. Because either way, ladies and gentlemen, let's say they keep doing what they're doing. You just exposed their entire system as a fraud. Ta-da. Don't take my word for it. Hey, gotta go. Y'all take care, okay? Y'all come back now, you hear? Like I said, I ain't going nowhere no time soon, but just be prepared. Gotta go.